Part 17, Indices. You will find this on page 95 in the Namibian Mathematics Grade 9 textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. Let's look at a few definitions. The zero index. Anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Any number, not 0, raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Why? Because if you say 6 to the power 3 divides 6 to the power 3, that is 6, 3 minus 3, and that's 6 to the power of 0. And that will give you an answer of 1. Because if you cancel out this, we usually write 1. We are not writing this step, but this is the reason why it is 1. So 9 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. B to the power of 0 is 1. If I put in brackets 2a to the power of 0, that's 1. Negative 4 to the power of 0, that's 1. Okay, a negative index. If you have x to the power of negative m, that is 1 over x to the power m. To change the sign of the index, that sign. Move the base from the top. Remember, if I make it a fraction, then it's actually on the top. So move the base from the top to the bottom of the fraction and vice versa. So if I want to make it, say it's like, let's take this example. If it's at the bottom, then I just move it to the top to make the index positive. Okay, so basically 3 to the power of negative 2 will be 1 over, just move it from the top to the bottom, and then you can work it out. Move it from the bottom to the top, and don't change the sign in front. Change only the sign in front of the index. Okay, then fractional index. So if I have x 1 over n, then it will be, so there's my a. Now in this case, I'm going to make it from a fraction index to a root. And it works like this. The number on top goes to the inside, and the number at the bottom goes to the outside of the root. But the way I remember it usually, I remember just that if you have, okay, I'm going to write it here. If you have a to a half, I know that that is this. And I know if there stands nothing, then there's the 1. And if there stands nothing, then it's 2. So the 1, look, the 1 is on top and the 2 is at the bottom. And that's how you remember it. Okay, so in the case of this one, so the top number of the index stays on top and the bottom number goes outside the root. So that stays there and the other one goes outside. So in this case, the 27, the 1 is inside and the 3 will be outside. And if I work it out, I will get 3. So that's what I'm saying. 27 to a third, that will just be 27, and the 3 will be there and the 1 will be there. Okay, so if it's 25 to a half, the 25, the 1 is inside, the 2 is outside. And then if it's 5 to the power of 2, or the square root of 25 will just be 5. Okay, so that's very good to remember it by that. So x, the top number is the power, that's the inside. The bottom number is the root, that's the outside. So if I look at this one, I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. It's like you cannot see that well. Okay. So in this case, if I have this one, then the m is inside and the n is outside. So remember, this one is inside and that one is outside. And if I work it out, then it's first, I'm going to say, let's just see if it's going to work out. So the square root of 4, it's 2, and 2 to the power of 3, that will give me an answer of 8. Let's just go through this rule. So it's 64 there, the 2 inside, the 3 outside, and then work the prime factors, the product of prime factors, and then 6 times 2 will be 12, and then 12 divided by 3 will be 4, and the answer will be 16. Okay, I want you to do the following numbers. Do number B, number C, number F, number G, as well as number L. You can stop the video And as soon as you're finished, you can continue with the video. Okay. So we are going to start with try now. And we are going to do 31. Okay. Let's start with number B. Okay. Just get the position correct. Okay. So this was 100 to the power of 0. And anything to the power of 0 will always be equal to 1. This was number C. So if it's 81 to the power of a half. Now remember, I can either do it on two ways. And I'm going to do both ways for you. I can first take it and I can make it a root. And I can say 81. And the square root, remember there's a 2. The square root of 81 will be 9. Okay. Or I can, and this rule is very important. A very useful hint when working with indices, write the bases as powers of the prime factors. So in this case, I'm going to say 81 and I'm going to start. 2 cannot, but 3 can go in how many times? 27. And 3 can go in 9 and 3 can go in 3 and 3 can go in 1. So this will be 3 to the power of 4 and this is 2. And if I work it out, then it's 3, 4 over 2 and that's 3 to the power of 2 and then 3 times 3, what will that? That will be an answer of 9. So you can either do it on this method or you can do it on this method. Okay, let's go to the next one. Number F. So if it's 4 to the power negative, remember that, put it over 1. So if I want to make it positive, I take it from the top to the bottom. So it's 1 over 4, 1. And that will just be, my answer will just be a quarter. Okay. We are just going to make space. Okay, number G. So 5 to the power 2 divides 6 to the power 0. So this will be, let's just work it out. 5 times 5 is 25. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. So 25 divided by 1, the answer will just be 25. And then number L, 9x to the power negative 1. So remember, the same. This is like you have a boy and you have a girl and a boy. So this exponent is 1 and this exponent is also 1. So basically what I do to the one, I do to the other one. So it's 9. Now 9 times negative 1 is negative 1. And x, 1 times negative, it's negative 1. Now remember, this is on top. So if I want to make this positive, I'm just take this one to the bottom and this one to the bottom. So I will have 1 over 9x. And that will be my final answer. 1 over 9x.